Hey everyone, hello and welcome in. My name is Noddy. I am a Kiwi strategy game streamer and YouTuber. I'm a grand strategy streamer, mostly playing Paradox games such as EU4, CK2, and I play a lot of Total War as well. And you can see me over at my Twitch at twitch.tv/Noddy7. We're here today. We're going to start a new tutorial series for Crusader Kings 2. So Crusader Kings 2 was recently made free to play for the base game. The reason being that the sequel is coming out soon. So what I thought would be a good idea is there's a lot of YouTube tutorials out there which people play with their DLC enabled. So I thought the better way to do it might be to do a Crusader Kings 2 tutorial without any DLC. And the reason being that the DLC does change the base game quite significantly. So I thought it was a good way to get into it and try and get a real beginner's view. I'm going to try not to talk constantly because I know it's quite possible to have tutorial videos for Crusader Kings which can just be lots of talking and not much playing. So we're going to try and get into it in this first episode. But it is a very deep game and there is a lot to talk about, to explain, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, the last thing before we get into it is do remember if you do like the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, head over to my Twitch and give me a follow there, and you might catch me live streaming some EU4 or CK2 or even CK3 once it comes out. So thanks, and let's get into it. So we're going to start with a new single player campaign. We're going to play a new game and we're going to play in the High Middle Ages, and the reason for this is I just feel it's probably the best start point for a pretty standard game of CK2. We're going to jump into the custom startup and you'll see the whole world, well, the whole world as they knew it anyway. So you've got all of Europe, Northern Africa, the Middle East, Russia, into India, and parts of Western China. So we're going to keep it real simple for this tutorial, and we're going to go back to a place that used to be called Tutorial Island, which is Ireland over here, and we're going to play as King Murchad of Mumu, who's an Irish duke, although it calls him king. So up here you got some different map buttons you can look at, so you can look at terrain, realms. We won't get into that now. We're just going to pick King Murchad, and we're going to go play. We've got Iron Man on because I just play with Iron Man, but that's not a big deal. We're just going to leave all the settings and just go start and get straight into it. So what is Crusader Kings? Crusader Kings 2 is, at its heart, a grand strategy game which seeks to add RPG elements in to the game, which kind of stylizes or represents medieval life for a baron or a duke or a king or anything like that. So it's grand strategy, but as it says here, it's pausable, and it has very strong RPG elements. So playing as an Irish Catholic king, it tells us a little bit about what Irish and Catholics and feudal lords can do. We're not going to read that. We're just going to go straight in, and we're going to get overwhelmed by a whole bunch of things. So we're going to try and keep it nice and simple and just go through things really quickly so that we can actually get started and unpause the game. So the first thing up here is your character portrait. Real simple. This is us. Tells us our name, our age, who we are, our wife, which we don't have one, or husband if we're a female character, our current heir. We can arrange a marriage straight up. It gives us a list of our traits. We've got a whole bunch of traits here which affect our stats. It gives us our current titles and any claims we might have, which we don't at the moment. And I think that shows truces. Yeah, truces and ongoing wars. It also gives us our house coat of arms. We can look at our family tree. We can look at our realm tree, which is us and our vassals below us. It gives us our religion, what we are. We're a feudal lord. A few other buttons down here that are grayed out at the moment, which we won't worry about. We can tick this on and off to lead armies. And this is just some more information. Basically the same stuff you get up here. So we won't worry about that for now. And then down below, you can see we've got a tab for family. Got a tab for relations. So family shows our parents and grandparents who are dead. Our son, our siblings who, our sister or half sisters dead. Our 2 half brothers are still alive. Our vassals, which we'll go into more detail soon. Our current court, so the people that are in our court that we can get to do different things. Any pacts we might have, which we'll get into at some point. And abroad, which again, not something we need to worry about at the moment. So that's the character page. Like I said, just a real brief overview. I don't want to go too in depth because we could be here all day talking about traits and whether they're good and bad and the effects they have. If you hover over these, they tell you the effects. So we're greedy, so we get more tax, but we lose 1 diplomacy. Alright. Carrying on. Up here, so our tabs across the top here. We got the council tab. This is our small council. These we can appoint different people in our court and different vassals to these roles. These councillors do different jobs. So we've got a chancellor, which is like a diplomat, and he's got a few different things we can do here. And obviously it uses his diplomacy skill. So you want someone with high diplomacy as your diplomat. Marshal, as you might suspect, trains your troops, needs to have a high martial skill. Steward can collect taxes, needs good stewardship skill. Spy master is your intrigue for plotting and assassinations and things, and then your court chaplain is your religious advisor. So if any of these die, you can appoint new ones. If you appoint a new one now, if we were to change one of these, it would piss off the current one, and that could have negative effects. Also, people within your court can actually have people in your court can have an ambition to become one of these positions, and if you do give it to them, they fulfill that ambition and they will like you more for that. There's also a list of minor titles here that we can assign. We can designate a regent that'll rule if we get injured or if we die and our son is or daughter is not of age and they have to take over. There is minor titles that we can give out just to make people happy. So different master of horse, master of hunt, these are all just titles we can give out. And then commanders, so we have to give out commander titles if we want people to lead the armies. So that's the council. There's all different things you can do with these. The important ones just quickly is probably you can use your chancellor to improve relations with vassals or other people. But there is a chance, as it shows, based on their skill, whether they improve or sabotage. They can also fabricate a claim, so you can go to war. Your marshal can suppress revolts or train troops. Your steward, the main ones, is collecting taxes. Everyone can research tech, I think, just about. Your spy master can either scheme, which has a chance to discover a plot in your a plot against you, or in a plot in your realm, or they can build a spy network to try and increase your plot power somewhere else. And your court chaplain can convert religion and improve relations with the bishops. So that's the council. So as I said, this is pretty meaty stuff, so we're going to try and skip through it a little bit faster so we're not spending a whole video talking. Laws, these are the basic laws of your realm. The main one here is succession. So succession laws, you can see here. We've got gender laws and we've got succession laws. At the moment we're agnatic, cognatic, gavelkind, sorry. So basically that means only males can inherit, and we're gavelkind, so our main title goes to our heir, and then every other title we have gets split amongst all possible pretenders. So we can change. So there's all different ones. Elective means that you actually get to elect a successor, but your vassals have to vote for them as well. Primo is your oldest son will inherit everything. Seniority is the oldest member of your dynasty inherits everything. There's all different ones you can look at in here. And you can see why we can't change them. So we can't change to elective because we have to reign for 10 years before we can do it. We can't change to primo, which is probably the best one because I think we need to increase our realm laws. So you got centralization, realm laws here. So these will grow depending on what titles you hold and thing, and your current feudal obligations. So we can tax people more, we can get more levies, different things that you can look at over time. Tech's a bit of a funny one in this game. You gain tech points based on the research level of your counties, baronies, and you just invest them where you want them when you've got them. It'll alert you when you can invest them, and that's about it. Some buildings and things need tech to be able to be built. Military. So the way military works in this one is you get levies from your own holdings and then from your vassals. The more your vassals like you, the more levies and the more taxes they pay. So we can raise our own levies, we can raise our vassal levies. If we raise our vassal levies, it will actually piss off our vassals slowly over time, so they don't like having their troops raised. So the idea is the more vassals you got, the more levies you're going to get, and the more they like you, the more you're going to get. But for the most part, you'll be relying on your own ones, which come from your own baronies. And you can see here the bishop is not giving us any levies because he doesn't like us more than the pope. So if he likes the pope more than us, he will not give us any levies or any taxes. These guys here, you can see their total levy is 400, but they're only giving us 39. And that's because of their opinion of us. You've also got mercenaries, which are very expensive, and holy orders, which you can hire when you're fighting infidels. And fleet levies over here work exactly the same way, your own personal and your vassal. Intrigue. So Intrigue just shows a list of decisions we can make. So there's a whole bunch of different decisions. We can promote commanders, we can present a debutante, which just introduces a new female to our court. Go on a hunt. There's all different things, and we can plot. So we can plot to kill people. Different plots we can try and do, and then you have to try and get backers for your plot to get it to succeed. We'll probably do some plotting at some point. Factions within the kingdom. So these are factions that can rise up to maybe install a pretender on the throne, or they might want to decrease crown law levels, or all different sorts of things. Usually it's pretenders and trying to put someone else on your throne. Religion shows who the current pope is, shows whether there's a crusade called, and shows your bishop and his opinion of the pope and his opinion of us. Societies, I don't think they activate without the DLC. And that's it, across the top. So, there's a lot of information. Most things will tell you something if you mouse over them. That's the main thing to remember with these sorts of Paradox games, is it will tell you. And there's a lot of alerts that'll pop up to tell you important information as well. So we'll go quickly over here. You got your current money and your monthly income, your current prestige and your monthly income, your current piety and your monthly income. You're currently domain. So basically, you can only hold a certain amount of personal holdings, and that goes based on your stewardship skill and other bits and pieces. Crown laws, I think, come into it as well. So you can only hold a certain amount, and if you go over, you start to get negative. You get negative vassal opinion, and I think less taxes and stuff from them because you've got too many. So currently we own one, and we can have 2 total. There's also a vassal limit. Our total realm size. and our current score. And then just quickly, you've got your map buttons down here. So, what can we see? I like to sit on the realms one because it shows our current realm, although there's a lot of green in Ireland, so it makes it a bit hard. What you can see is where this main coat of arms is. This is our main capital, if you like. So you can see here, it's our capital, current capital. So we currently have the castle here, or the barony. And you can see we own the barony if you click on that. If you click on this one, we don't own this one, but it is our vassal. So he is currently, if we click on him, it shows his current liege, which is us. So, but we own this one here. But every province has a barony, usually. Not every province, but usually a barony. And then they can have up to 4. Some of them will have more. So you see London over here. Middlesex has a whole lot more. So you got the barony, and then you got another barony, and then you got a bishopric and a city. So we can build here. We could build another castle, and it would be ours. We could build a city. We could build a temple. Very expensive. But these guys here, the bishopric. Oops. If we click on the flag here, shows the bishop. So he owns that currently, but he's where is Lee. And then same with the city here. So you click on that, you see that who owns the city, and he's our liege. Sorry, we're his liege. So currently we own these 3 provinces here. This one we own directly. These 2 are our vassals. Now the thing with the way the baronies work is every single county belongs to a duchy. In Ireland they're called petty kingdoms. So if we click, actually the best way to do it is you go to map modes and you go de jure duchies. So de jure shows, you see that one change colour? So that is the de jure duchy of Mumu. So the de jure duchy is all 4 provinces. If we have a look at the duchy of, what's this one? Connacht? You can see the de jure duchy is those 3 provinces there. But he doesn't own that currently. So you can have a look at the realm. It's a bit hard to tell with the colours. But you can see every... Oh, it looks a bit better if you scroll out. Every county belongs to a duchy. Every duchy belongs to a kingdom. And most kingdoms belong to an empire. So what that means is that you effectively can push claims for provinces within your de jure. So we are the Duke of Mumu, and this province should be part of the duchy. So we could ask him if he wants to be our vassal, and he'll say no, because he doesn't want to. But we can also just declare war on him for our de jure claim, because he should be my vassal. And if we win, he becomes my vassal. And then if we were to form the Kingdom of Ireland, let's say, we have a quick look. Kingdom of Ireland, we need to have 2 duchy titles, and we need to have 51% of the total kingdom. So we need to own, there's 19, so we'd have to get to 9, basically. 9 baronies, 9 counties. So if we got those 9 counties and formed the kingdom, we would have de jure claims on the whole of Ireland. So we could declare and vassalize the entirety of Ireland. But we're a bit of a way off that. So that's basically how the baronies work. Each barony belongs to a duchy, each duchy belongs to a kingdom, each kingdom belongs to an empire. The key thing is no, we won't go through that yet. We'll talk about that later. You can't vassalize someone of the same rank. So as a duke, I couldn't go over and say, the duke over here of Connaught is now my vassal. I can take the land from underneath him and then I can take his duke title, but I can't vassalize him as a duke until I become a king. Once I'm a king, I can vassalize a duke. Once I'm an emperor, I'm an empire, I can vassalize kings. But you can't vassalize someone the same rank as you. It's very important, even through war. And the reason this is important is because you can invite claimants to your court. So we could go in here. No, there's no claimants, never mind. Let's have a look. Maybe the Kingdom of England. Okay. So we could invite one of these claimants if they would accept to court. But if we then pushed his claim, he wouldn't be our vassal because he would be a king and we're still a duke. Whereas if there was a claimant to this county, which there is, so I could invite this guy to my court and then I could put him on the throne over here in this barony. But he wouldn't be my vassal because he's not landed in my kingdom. So the best way to expand, there's basically two ways to expand. You can fabricate claims or you can bring claimants in. But if you bring a claimant in, you have to land them in order to have them stay within your kingdom, barony, duchy, whatever. If I was to invite this guy in right now, he would accept. I could invite him to court, and then I pushed his claim. He would become the new baron of this province, but he wouldn't be my vassal because he doesn't currently hold land in my kingdom, my petty kingdom. Right, we're going to quickly go through the notifications at the top because we're running out of time. So, notification is very important. It tells us that our ruler is unmarried. Our heir is unmarried. We can pick an ambition. We can press ducal claims, which is this one that we were just talking about. We can give out minor titles like the regent. And we've got idle council members. So we can do some real easy ones. We're going to pick an ambition and get married. Because it's an easy one to fulfill because we're going to get married. There's a couple of ways you can get married. You can go down here and you can search all characters and look for different people. A popular thing is to go and look for geniuses. Oh, I'm not looking for women, that's why. But you can see that there's a French genius. Do you marry me? You would. So I can marry this French genius. Let's just do it. So it's as easy as that. You find the character. I know I probably did that a bit too fast. You find the character, arrange marriage, and you say, I want you to marry me. And you send it, and it tells you whether or not they accept. Alright, and then my son is also unmarried. So we need to find instead of a genius, let's look for a strong. Scottish, there you go. So we click on her, arrange marriage, we go to my son, we say yes. Tells us we're going to lose prestige, that's because we're marrying lowborns, but when you're marrying for traits, it's better to just marry for the trait. So, and then we've got idle council members. So what we're going to do is we're going to send our marshal to train troops in our capital. We're going to send our steward to collect taxes in our capital. We're going to send our bishop to improve relations with our bishop. So he's going to improve relations. Our chaplain's going to improve with the bishop, sorry. Spy master. We'll just send him to scheme in the capital. And then I'm going to send my chancellor to try and fabricate a claim on this guy. So we see we got rid of that, and we're going to minor titles. Let's give out our regent to Who should we give it out to? Should we just give it to we'll give it to this. Oh no, that's not a good idea. It's the Spy Master. Actually, we'll wait and we'll give it to our wife when we get married. So we're gonna unpause, let the marriage just go through, get rid of these, and then hey, so we got married. We'll just take the prestige. Okay, so we filled the ambition straight away, and we can pick a new one. So basically, we can pick something like have a daughter, which is easily achieved if we if we manage to have a daughter with our wife. Or we could pick something like improving our intrigue. Let's improve our stewardship actually, which will give us events that'll probably pop off to improve it. But anyway, we're actually going to leave it there for this first video. We'll come back in the next video and we will carry on doing exactly what we're doing. And yeah, hopefully that sort of quick rundown I gave is okay. I want to actually play, I think we'll aim to try and form the Kingdom of Ireland. I think that's a good goal for a campaign like this. Just to get people around the idea of how the game runs, basically. Give you an understanding, help you get into it. Feel free to play along. You could do the same thing I'm doing, or you could try a different Catholic Duke somewhere. But yeah, hopefully it's a good starting point, and I haven't talked too much. But yeah, if you do like what you're watching, leave a comment, like, subscribe, go throw me a follow over on Twitch, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.